is on and it's live and hopefully more stable this time. Thank you. You know, I am streaming from Hubs, so if you want to, you can join me directly on the platform because I'm posting a link here. Because that way I'll be able to see who's writing the comments and keep the dialogue really more clear, more communicative that way. Yes, we'll put it in. But if you could please keep to English as well in the comments. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing, TY. Thank you. Hi, Randy. How are you there? Yeah, I'm alive and kicking. I kicked so well my camera fell before. Yeah, nice to see you, Randy. I heard you went to the other place, so I didn't follow you there because of what they do to women like me there. It's a bit of a thing. When are you going to be back in Philippines? You're everywhere. Ah, right, I see. I stay away from those places where they treat girls and women in those ways. Yeah, and that's how I have it. But nice to see you, and thank you very much for dropping by. You India? No, I am Polish in Poland. I don't travel. Do I mean India? No, I meant Arabic places. Where they set up. India is the most dangerous place for women. Not really, not really. Mm, the the other Arabic places are more dangerous for women, Randy, honestly, and especially for women like me. Arabic places are the most dangerous. Yes, my PhD thesis was based on the dangers of women face worldwide, and India is number one. Um, you see, I, I, it's not really like that. Honestly, Arabic places are the most dangerous for women. I've known two Italian women who had art project and they went around Arabic places in wedding dresses and they were both killed. So, and in India you don't hear stories like that. You don't hear about women being beheaded in India, and you do in Arabic places. Um, yeah, and um, with statistics it can be different, but when you hear from people who really travel and who have tested it well, um, it's not about the numbers really. It's about like actual levels of danger. And once somebody is beheaded, there is no way mm, they can be brought back to life. Afghanistan and some Pakistanis, but they are not Arabic. Well, from what I've heard, it is Saudi Arabia where they behead women. To be honest, for me, any place with the death sentence, it's the same thing. Like when they kill people, uh, that's a bit, yeah. But that is how I think, really. Saudi Arabia rates above most Western nations when it comes to crime and safety of families. Yes, as I said, I'm not talking statistics. But I do have my own mind made up about places. The same as for other places like that, like all the Dubai type places, Abu Dhabi type places. I do have my mind made up about those. Yeah. And you go where you want to go. I'm not saying that about you or for you. Is just you are a man anyway, right? So you are a man, so you can go where you want to go. I'm not saying it for you or against you in any way, anything like that. It's just that that is my point of view, and um, I'm not going to hide it. I changed to my PC as couldn't hear on the phone. Oh, sorry. Maybe that's my voice. Nice to see you around, Randy, though. Despite what I think about some places. So anyway, what you have been doing? I've been working on like when I stream. Recently, I stream on whilst working on 6 paintings. They are all fourth dimensional paintings, so in a fourth dimension, and they are all part of my private collection. Recently, I've been comfortably streaming from working on my collection rather than on commissioned pieces. Because when I work on commissioned pieces, there is always things I can or cannot not talk about, and I'm always rather honest, so I don't want to have to calculate what can I say or not say about the composition or something. There is already um, a lot of things going on with attention and painting. Thank you, Randy, and and talking anyway. So, but I'm not particularly showing what I'm working on at the time I'm doing it, because the fourth dimensional elements are really complicated. um, in a way I tell it to people in a simple way is it has to do with space inside of us, outside of us, deep cosmic space, outside of deep cosmic space, time and space, and a relationship between all those things. So it's really highly complicated compositions I'm working on, and it's a nice thing I can stream whilst doing so. Hello, Kimberly, nice to see you. Yeah, so that's for that. So I've been streaming on those. Nice, Kimberly. I had not seen you online in months. Ah, recently I go on more often. I had a bit of a, I think in February I didn't do it a lot, and then I streamed again. It goes with the rhythm of my work, you see. I don't work in like a jobs like people do. I've never worked in actual like a so-called normal job or something like that. I'm an artist, and I live in respect of my work and along with its rhythm. So I usually live by the seasons. I have seasons like season of working on this or on that. It takes about 2,000 hours to complete one all on canvas masterpiece painting. The ones on fourth dimension of fourth dimensional lot, they are going to take a lot longer. But yeah, that's how my rhythm is. And you know what? I never feel like um, obliged in any way or anything, because people sometimes mm, stream and then they don't stream and then they start again or upload videos and then they say, oh, I'm sorry or something. I never feel sorry. That's a natural thing of rhythm of life, and I don't feel obliged to treat it in that way. I think once one does, it loses something very precious. And like this, I can still appreciate the interactivity of this medium, and and get the best out of it, and hopefully provide the best my side to the other side. So that's how I treat it. So I'm not regular in a regular sense as a worker would be. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, I really think that I've seen many times people or like on YouTube coming in and apologizing, and I think, why do you apologize? Like, what's wrong with you? Why have you been made, or why have you made yourself feel guilty? But yeah, it's like that. and and also through my training, I have learned to sort of get the most and the best quality out of creative work. And I think I treat like that creative work of any type. And that cannot be done in this sort of industrial way. That's why my approach is so. I'll get the broth right with it. I think it's full now. Maybe something like maybe something floating in it, like a bit of marrow or something. Is it wrong? The flavor is good or is it? Ah, it's alright. Ah, yeah, that is alright. That's alright. So no, it's the spices. Yes, only that. Me too. That's within. That's another one of those things. The quantity. So do we have to taste it? Yeah, the other one was good. Mm. Yeah, but I didn't get a chance now. Mm. Okay, I'll pour out something. No. Mm. I'll be seeing the screen. Uh, no, but it's alright because it's a cow. Yeah. I will not try again. I'm not trying like a long time. You see, I've been trying to make broths that can be stored for a long time. but it didn't work out twice already. Some works and some doesn't. So I'm not going to try again anymore. We do like that. We make a bone broth from bones from cow, and then it's supposed to be good to store for a very long time. It's like old food preservation technique that requires no additives nor chemicals. So I have this bone broth in a jar, and it's sealed with a layer of fat, grease, lard, cow's fat, and I've been trying to do that couple of times already, but after some time, it turns out awful. So I won't be doing that anymore. We did the same with pate because I also make pate, so it's like a dish from animal's liver and heart and sort of skin for gelatin. And I make that pate. It stays in a jar and it is sealed with a layer of fat, and then that layer is thrown away. Um, and that worked out quite alright. But recently I made too much of it, and it wasn't so safe to try after too long. Yeah, but that's what we have going on here. Funny broth situation. Yes, I'm a naturist artist. Nothing to get excited about. That's what I'll say. So yes, I'm naked. And do you know how to make a bone broth that can stay good for a very, very long time? Mm, no, I'm a naturist. And do you know how to make a bone broth? Mamba Moo, do you know how to make a bone broth that can stay fresh for a very long time in a jar? No, I see. Me neither. Mine didn't work out again. I'm not trying anymore. But I have a black shirt. Um, I don't know if I think I probably own a black shirt. You're funny. You can see my Instagram, my Twitter. Uh, um, you can for people who possibly want to support me in my artistic endeavors. They can join me on my Patreon page where I post more exclusive and uncensored content. And then you will see that I am not bullshitting about being a naturist. I don't need to because that's part of my work ethos. I'm a naturist because when I work, it helps me to endure long hours of meticulous work. I'm a master of pre-classical realism, which is a drawing and painting technique that originates from the Middle Ages, and I work usually in very high temperatures because that's what paintings require to dry, as well as low humidity. Sometimes I do projects in public spaces and then I wear clothes because it is so. And I'm also a fashion designer, so clothes are no strange to me. I design clothes based on female anatomy also. And my nudity also has to do with the frequency with my female nude models. So it it is the whole thing. You're always beautiful. Great art is always interesting to look at the artworks. Thank you very much. Thank you, dear. My Instagram is the same as my name on here, so at Kate Meres. I'll type it in. But are you writing on Twitch? That there is the same name, just at Kate Meres. That's it. There you go. That's my Instagram. I always do respect the rules on the platforms I'm on. So I respect the rules of each and every platform I on, and I put things there along with the community guidelines and such. Twitter, for example, is more naturist friendly than Instagram. And I'm a real naturist, so I'm not the type of person that will put strawberries on the private parts because I think that looks funny. I think it looks like, as a naturist, as a true naturist, I see it as if somebody got carried away with themselves a little bit too much and they put those strawberries or cherries or whatever on the private parts and they put the pictures up like that. I think it's frankly ridiculous. Hello from Guatemala City. Hello, Williams. I think you are also in Poland, right? I don't know, from what I've seen, I thought so. You went to Poland. Mhm. Yeah, we have quite significant Latin American community here. Yes, to Katowice. So last year. All right. Yes, people were going to the meetings and dancing a lot, playing music a lot. But that was the old days. It was long, long time ago. And how do you find experience now? From what I understand, you are not no longer in Poland. How do you remember your experience in Katowice? Like, what was it like to you? What is it like as a memory? It was so nice to know Katowice. I went to the museum. All right. And were you here in winter time or in summer season? Yeah, yeah. You don't intimidate me, Mamba. I'm not bothered. All right. Mm-hmm. And do you still have friends here, Williams? Other people from the meetings? Did you keep the contacts, or because I know they are still around. In galleries, I have paintings in the museum, but it's in Northern Europe. And no, I don't. I can type in um what type in I'll type in my internet site, so that's where you can see my completed masterpieces. I think that is the best. That's my internet site, and that's where you can see some of my finished paintings. And there's also links to the fashion shows I did and different events and some other information because I'm an artist. That's my main occupation. A master of the pre-classical realism, which is a painting technique that originates from the Middle Ages and it's taught only through 5 years of apprenticeship. You have like four friends there, two on Katowice, two on Warsaw. I see, Williams. Ah, yes, yes. Have a look. And my second occupation is haute couture fashion design. So I did Berlin Fashion Week, Milan Fashion Week, shows in Nice and Cannes, French Riviera, various events with my fashion, and my fashion is like hand stitched. And I am working on one of my six fourth dimensional paintings, which are part of my private collection. So this bit here that you can see here, and that's the edge of my canvas. I am not showing the surface which I'm working on for the time being. I am working on the painting as I'm talking to you. And behind me, you can see another one of my paintings. It's one of my previous paintings. No, I said six. There's six of fourth dimensional paintings. You might have Freudian ears, but it's six paintings in the fourth dimension. It's very complicated actually. I started to work on them over 2 years ago already. My accent is strong. Yes, that's right. It's Eastern European accent. No problem. No problem. I can repeat flags up. No problem. Yes, I know it's a strong accent. I'm like that in general. I guess it's my character too. Uh, you am I used to catwalk? Yes, yes, I am. Yes, but also I don't mind if somebody walks it for me. people hears what it needs. People hear thing. Yeah, it might be also me because I speak a bit funny and um yeah, I do have a strong accent. I do have strong Eastern European accent. So I speak like that. And it could be a girl, Williams. Don't know if flags up might be a girl, which doesn't change the fact about the need. When sometimes when somebody asks me why is there six paintings in fourth dimension, then I sort of tell them like that it's like the surfaces of some like when we have when there is a cubicle, it has six surfaces. It's a little bit like that. It came naturally to me to compose all six at once, as I was wanting to cover the subject of the fourth dimension uh, using my technique. Yes, I'm painting one of six paintings in the fourth dimension, which are part of my private collection. But I go see you in the next transmission. Bye, Williams. Maybe like sweet. You're right. Really something funny? No, I can't. It can. It's just like it's sort of fermentation has gone funny because of because of fenugreek. It's just, it's just a little sip. Oh, all right. Yes, I am not making broth anymore for long-term storage. No way. And don't you provoke me to do something like that. Don't provoke me to make broth in jars because Sweetie's stomach is turning because of it. It's like practical that way because when we make a bone broth, it's huge bones and it's a lot of it made at once, and we can't get through it. So then this sort of idea of storing it in a jars with a layer of lard bombs. But it isn't a good idea for me. Oh, I'm worried about Sweetie's stomach. Oh, I only had a little sip, but then let's test it. It was supposed to be a test, but it's alright. It's big. It's not like a chicken. I hope so. Yeah, so whatever you provoke me to, don't provoke me to make broth and store it. I could that. Right? And I could do all that after the herbal tea, which one makes the Yeah, I have an idea of what good tea that will help. month. You'd like to go and see. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Putting loose slightly. It's canvas and this. Also, yes, it's good. Hi, Dave. I can't work out what's on your little icon thing. Hi, Dave. title of stream caught my attention, but confusing. Why that title? Hello. Hello, the Cosimus. Well, the title is because I am a naturist artist, and traditionally, masters of pre-classical realism like myself work in this way in their atelier because the paintings require high temperature and low humidity to dry, and also because nudity allows to endure long hours of meticulous work. That's why. That's the title of my stream. Ah, you see. Yeah, I've done some projects in the real public spaces, and then it's different. Other than being an artist, a master of pre-classical realism and drawing and painting, I'm also a fashion designer. So I design hand-stitched, unique fashion prototypes. I've done some fashion shows as well. At fashion shows, nice. Heard it can be hard to get to that point in fashion. Yes, it's true. And now I can do any fashion show anywhere. I will type in my internet site. There you can see some of my finished paintings, and also get links to fashion shows. If you are on Twitch, I will go there now and type it on Twitch as well. Um, Hopefully my stream won't get cut off. If it does, then sorry. And that's my site, and and this is where I'm streaming from. So you see me. No, that doesn't. Oh, it's there. Up once, no, 3 times. Uh, oh, and that's my streaming platform. So hopefully, yeah, the stream stayed on. Mm, mm. What did I want to say? You can keep your clothes on. I meant to say that people can keep their clothes on and let the natures be be themselves. So I work as a naturist artist. I work in this way, but I don't suggest anything to make that oh, my cam is perfect. Yeah, um so I'm not telling other people how to do their job basically, and they can't tell me how to do mine. Neither with art, neither with fashion. That's what I'm trying to say with the title. You are funny. Mohammed, you are acting like a dog rubbing against someone's leg. I'm a master of pre-classical realism. I'm an artist, and basically respect each other. Yes, exactly, exactly. Yes, and also, uh, I think I mean also to treat nudity and naturism in a bit more professional way or in a bit more cool way. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing to get excited about if that's the way somebody uses to endure long hours of meticulous work. And yeah, I don't know what you know about European culture, but traditionally, masters of all techniques work with a lot of female nude subjects. Um, and also in the Olympics, I'm all the time repeating this on my streams, but I think people don't know those, and this is a very basic thing. In original Olympics, athletes were competing nude. So they were naked, they were running nude, they were doing all those physical activities to the extreme extent of human ability naked. They were doing so nude because it's all about human body. But I know a little. I studied it a little in school, but not extensively. I see, my cousins. Yes, I see. I think it's very important to treat the naked human body in a healthy way. That's why in my previous stream, I wrote like it's nothing to get excited about, and in this one, I decided to write you can keep your clothes on because it literally is no difference to a true naturist with the clothes on, nor with the clothes off. You don't wear anything and just asking, no, I don't. In my atelier, I don't. I've done some projects in public spaces and then I wear clothes. And also when I stream or I'm at the various platforms, I always respect the rules and community guidelines of those platforms. Yes, I have. Uh, I have Instagram. It's the same as my name here. Yeah. My Instagram name is the same as here, so at Kate Merez. You're a funny little Mohammed. You are a funny little Mohammed. You need to grow up. And that's what I mean. You see, naturism should be treated in a right way, so there is less space for such a funny attitude like this little Mohammed. You are funny, but you are 32 years, I said, little Mohammed. That's a bad job, eh? When you are grown up and acting like that, you'll never become a man that way. Yeah, yeah. You're not angry with me now? Oh, no way, no way. I wouldn't waste any emotions on someone like little Muhammad like that. No way. I have no emotion towards you whatsoever. I'm working on my masterpiece. And I'm into girls anyway. Yes, I am. I wouldn't waste my emotion, though. That made me laugh. Great reply. Yes, that's true. See, there's all kinds of intimidation tactics, and I see them being used. And actually, because of the challenge of such, that's why I enjoy streaming. It's sort of it it makes me stronger, and it helps me with the people like that. I've learned already to interact with them in public spaces, and it has shaped my character significantly. But in reality, they don't always dare to be as honest as under condition of anonymity on those platforms. So I'm really curious to see what they are like, and without even knowing them, their faces, to see what comes out of them as an essence of their existence. So yeah, I find that very interesting. That's why I like streaming whilst I'm painting. And I'm into girls anyway. That's the truth. So I do act like that sometimes myself, not going to lie, but to people that know me and I know their sense of humor. Not what you say, it's what you mean by it. You're right, you're right. I think it's all about context and appropriate thing at appropriate time. Actually, with the right person, with the right like sense of humor, even you can say and do anything because it's all within human nature to do so. But things have to be done in a right way, in an appropriate way. So yeah, sense of humor is very important, as you say. Whatever. I'm into girls, I told you. Why? Whatever. Makes no sense. That's, I mean, some people have intelligent sense of humor and some just don't have anything. That just makes no sense. Go and ask your dad to show you his, Mohammed. Go and ask your father to show you his. You probably won't even need any filter. No, Jam. I need to keep my place very warm where I'm working. Because in my atelier there is a lot of paintings that are drying. So, the temperature has to be high and humidity low. So I'm used to working in these conditions. That's the conditions of my atelier. And if I do a project in public space, then of course it's different. I get dressed appropriately. How can I? You're obviously so frustrated, little Mohammed. Uh, you into girls too? Ah, that's great. Yeah, I like the girls in every way. And what is your gender, Jam? Ah, right. You are my man. I see. I see. Yeah, you see, the guys like this little Mohammed, they are often the ones who sort of have a problem with their own manhood, cannot grow up to be one themselves, and in fact, hiddenly, would like to be a woman themselves. So that's why he writes these funny things to me, because mm, he is not in terms with his own gender and such, so he is trying to intimidate me on my womanhood. I know this game. I know that in reality, Mohammed would love to wear a little pink tutu and the high heels probably, but he can't. He probably would love to wear a lipstick and makeup and he can't. And me, I can wear pants, I can dress like a boy, I can dress like a girl. Yeah, and I'm into girls, so uh, that's how it gets. That's what it is. That um that is what makes his frustration show up so badly. Yes, exactly. I see you have a mental illness, but I am not here to help you. The paintings, no, I don't really show paintings as such. I'm currently working on my sixth fourth dimensional um paintings, but you can see my finished masterpieces on my page. I typed in the address before, Cosimus, and I usually, especially recently, I don't show my paintings on streams. I just work on them as I work anyway, and then I talk to people at the same time. I stream whilst I'm working on the painting. Some of the other paintings I've shown parts of, but due to the high complication and also, yeah, I have the tab open on browser. I'll look at them in a moment. Yeah, so um, usually uh, before previously I streamed showing parts of the paintings, but due to the high complications of the fourth dimensional subjects, I decided to work this way. And also, I started this whole collection of six paintings over 2 years ago. So I'll have to sort of introduce people to my work progressively, gradually. But what you see behind me is one of my previous paintings, and you will see the pictures of that one also on my site. Yes, of course, it's very healthy. Yes, of course, I'm a naturist whenever I can be. That's the truth. It goes well with actually it's a good balance for being a fashion designer because I it allows me to design my pieces along with female anatomy very well, as I anyway know female anatomy very well because of the paintings and drawings. Any realistic artist needs to know anatomy in order to draw and paint even fully clothed people. So yeah, I'm a naturist whenever I can be. As I said, I respect the rules of the places where I'm at, either in real life or virtually. Yes, it's very healthy. It has to do with the blood circulation, with lymphatic systems, and a lot of other aspects. Also, the thing of um, D vitamin to the skin and the sun, the sort of surface of the skin exposed to sun and things like that. There's a lot of research being done on it. Also, the air to the skin, yeah, it's very healthy. All right. Do I know what's popsicle? Is, is it ice cream? Ah, yeah, I think a type of like sorbet thing. Hmm. You must live in a warm place. And then, yes, flavored ice, basically. I see. Do you live in a very hot place, Jam? To be of a moment. If you still on later, maybe in again later. Ciao for now and have a good rest of the day. Thank you, Cosimus. Nice to meet you. Bye. I live in the south of America. It's mostly warm. I see. I'm Polish from Poland. We get very strong season differences here. Yes, in the South America. Yes, we get very strongly defined seasons, four of them. So spring is usually a real spring, summer real summer, autumn is typical autumn, and winter really cold winters as well. So the seasons are very clearly defined here. The spring has been really rainy, and the, it's like a mixture of summer and winter. But only in the summer season it is warm enough to really boost happily in the sun, really. Other than the hottest part of summer, it is not possible here. Hi, Kimberly. Thank you for the heart. Did you see how I grilled little Mohammed? Could give me your rating on that. Ah, you've been listening. What do you think? I'm a great artist. Thank you, Jam. I appreciate it. I love to have scopes on in the background. Yeah, but tell me, how do you think I got him? Did I get him well, or would you have some suggestions? I love grilling them, you know. Thank you very much, Jam, for a Super Heart Award. I really appreciate it. Very kind of you. Thank you. Yes, I asked, how do you think I dealt with him? Did I get him good? Um, because I like grilling them, you know. So I want to know, what is your opinion on how I dealt with him? Oh, yes, good. Yay, thank you. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you. I can, I can try blocking, but if I block, they always come back. You throw it back pretty good. Thank you, Jam. I appreciate it. Thank you. No, we have fun. I'm glad you were there. Thanks. Yeah, please give me your rating whenever that happens. I'm really curious about uh, what you think about when something like that happens. Because I take it on as a challenge, I tell you, and I must admit I do enjoy it to give them a lesson. I do, yes. They sorely need that. You're glad I did. Thank you, Kimberly. Yeah, if I just let them go, then they'll be back again like Bad Penny. Thank you very much, Kimberly, for Super Hard Award. Very kind of you. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's a fun challenge. Yes, it is, Jam. Yes, it is. And there is like, you know, it feels like all this like this sort of main PR people and that their way is always been to like blocking, ignoring, and that kind of thing. But it just doesn't work. We are human, and people who stream, they're also human, and they feel and they see things, and nobody has this sort of skin as thick as to be able to completely ignore everything. And if one doesn't do something about it, it risks getting into us. And as a master of pre-classical realism, I keep this emotional hygiene, so I cannot allow such things to happen. I just hate when they start threatening doxing and such. Ah, yes, I see. It's true. Hi, XXZKLZLSLSL. Hi. Have you always been into women, or did you used to like men? Well, I met my first girlfriend. She was Japanese, and then I realized I'm rather more into girls. Um, so I have always been that way, but I didn't know this exactly. And what is funny, everyone around me knew it, but they just didn't tell me. My friends, other girls, now I meet them and I know everything is very different. Um, they even, yeah, it was funny because they spoke this about me behind my back, but they didn't tell me, and I didn't realize. I just thought like that I'm different anyway. I was this kind of artistic different person, so I didn't realize how far it went, and mm, this state of naivety, um, that sort of didn't do me very well because then the girls could sort of use me in a way, you know what I mean? They would take me shopping, they would use me to get um, some guys interested in them or something. I wouldn't know that at the time. But when I've met my first girlfriend and when she told me what and how she likes to do with females, then I thought, all right, that is for me. And then I had all the I's dotted and all the T's crossed. And then I did all the things with her and I knew exactly what I like and what I am. So since it has defined itself, it's a lot more clear. So since that time also I don't get into this sort of funny even funny friendships with women and girls because I know what I am, I know what it's about, and don't get these emotional strings in the same way as I used to. Are most of your friends male? I don't really have that much friends, to be honest, and no, as if like a friendship goes, and like I see friendship as a sort of loyalty thing. I don't know. I can even probably I could see when I think about it, then I see friendship as a very like high honorable thing, and with if it comes to with males, I think it boils down to like honorable like I don't know. It's more like honorable professional relations, I guess. Um, that's what I see as friendship with men. Rather always like professional and in the right way with the respect and understanding and yeah, professional. My professional relations are like that, and like friends and people to interact with, the gender doesn't matter. It can be any gender. I think it's just as the way I am and the way I have these things. Like we be friends. I'm an artist too. Ah, nice, Jam. The way I have it like is my attitude is very strong and very definite. So if there is something wrong in someone, like in their intentions towards me or something, I'm sure I'm going to provoke it out very quickly. You are a musical artist. I see, Jam. Yeah, so that's what usually happens with my interactions with people. I do and say things, that can be seen as provocative or something, or rather they are a test. Yeah, they're rather a test. And if someone has no ill intentions, they just pass the test and they haven't noticed. But when they have some um, bad intentions towards me or towards people important to me, then they do have a problem with me, and then they respond very quickly, and then they like get unnerved and they insult me or something like that. Yeah, that happens. But I don't mind that. What is very important to me is love, like really love as a relationship and happy emotional and private life. Not so much friendship, to be honest. I'm like rather into quality of relationship than quantity of relationships. You don't have many friends either. I'm kind of autistic and it annoys some people. I see. For me, the happy love life, happy relationship is the most important thing. And I think at some yeah, at some stage of development, I guess, one grows away from having a lot of friends and into seriousness of the relationships, I think. And yeah, happy love life together. And anyway, now everything is a bit different. It's not very possible to have a lot of friends to meet and all that because of the situation and that. Yeah, I see a lot of people are rather lonely but have a lot of friends. That seems to be like a trend thing. I'm not like that. I think it's very important to be with somebody closely, to sleep together, to live together, to eat together, to do everything together. It's the most important thing to me. Mhm. Yes, maybe my comments got, yeah, my comments got stuck. Maybe they will unstick themselves. I get that sometimes. I'll be watching on another screen. Yeah, it happens to me sometimes when I stream that my comments freeze for a while, but then they usually reboot themselves because I stopped seeing comments coming on my screen. But I'll be watching on another. Oh, I see. Yes, in your comments. So I think I'm right now. It's working. Also, I think that for a lot of females, it does require a lot of trust and time even or something to make a good relationship, to make even a good friendship, and also very important for girls or women, females, is to be able to sort of simply relax with another person, and that really takes a lot, and that doesn't very well fit the scheme of a lot of superficial relations that we in, that we intermingle through nowadays. You know what I mean? It's very hard for a female to be true friend or to be in real relationship if she cannot really relax. And this thing of being able to relax with someone else, like, mm, you have to really test it to know it for sure. I think so. These things are very like, yeah, it's not so superficial at all, not so superficial. And on the other hand, like relationships like of a professional type, I see them as being very concrete, very like, yeah, like loyalty, honor based, like keeping to one's word based, but nothing to do with emotional zone, not emotional, like, mm, yeah, professional. Yes, I make a difference between professional and emotional. Hi Matthew, how has this day found me? Very well, thank you very much. Um, it's been quite an interesting one. I'm working on this painting now, sorting out important things here. And behind me, there's one of my previous paintings, that one there, into the dunes. I decided to sort of put one of the paintings in the background as I'm working on the canvas, which I'm not showing. I think that makes a bit of sense. One thing I I did really not well today is my broth didn't turn out right. Uh, but I think we are past it now, so it's okay. Because we tried to do this bone broth, and it works out. When it works out, it's really great. It's like really nourishes you very well. It's the broth from the bones from beef bones or cow, so cow young or big cow or small cow. So I made this broth, but it didn't go that well. But I'm not going to try anymore to do such complicated things to do with food preservations and that. But so other than the spoiled broth, everything is super fine. But that was a bit of a nasty one. Are you right, Susie? Oh, and thank you, Jam, for subscribing. I appreciate it. No crying over spoiled broth. No, no, no. And not trying anymore because it was not just once I tried to do it. Because when we make it, it's like a whole lot of broth, and then we have bones. It's a lot of hassle to do it. And then I read up on the rules and the ways to store it for longer in a jar. So you're supposed to have a jar and pour it into it. Just make sure there is enough layer of fat, of lard on top of it, and then that layer of fat is supposed to protect it from spoil it. Uh, but I must be doing something wrong. But I'm not trying anymore. I tried twice. Some worked out good, some didn't. So I don't want to risk it anymore. We'll just eat it fresh, and I don't know how can we, because it's such a large bones usually large portions, but we'll see. My father used to sulk when dinner didn't turn out. He'd get so mad at himself and go eat by himself. Oh wow. Wow, that's strong. No, it isn't such a big thing for us. It is a little bit disappointing because a lot of work gets put into it. But yeah, that's life also. We do that, we ferment our foods and do things like that, and at the beginning, like now we are really good at fermentation. We can ferment in every vegetable and nothing gets spoiled, nothing gets mold, and it turns out really soured well. So we make our own sauerkraut and all the tomato sauces and all kinds of sriracha type things. We make it all ourselves. So with fermentation of vegetables, we really got to very good level. But all this preserving of cooked things and putting things in the jars and that as like this broth and that, but we won't bother about that anymore. Just simply, it is important when you. Um, I'm not surprised like about your dad because when you do it all yourself and don't get processed food but process it yourself, it does take a lot of time and a lot of effort, and you want to be sure, like for example us, when you trusted it, uh, you want to be sure that it's there for you when you need it. Like for example, when we get into painting and that kind of things, so then we don't want to have to think about all that. That's why we prepare it earlier. So it actually is a basic thing. It's vital. Vitamin C. Right? And hi, Tony. Well, it was sunny when we went out, but overall, it's a very mixed weather we get nowadays. Sometimes it's raining a lot at some hours. Early in the morning, it was raining, but when we went out, it was sunny and quite nice. A little bit windy, and we get this sort of chilly winds and cool feelings coming from don't know where or everywhere. But overall, it was sunny enough. Yeah, we are looking forward to the time when we can walk around without the masks on. Oh, that's light behind me. Yes, that's a daylight bulb I'm using to lighten up my painting surface. Actually, it helps me because it has like it is cooler type of light. It's like yeah, more like northern light. It's cooler, so it doesn't change the colors of paint in the same way as other superficial light does. It literally is, as the name says, more daylight light. But I check my paintings in various light conditions, so that's why I do it in that way. Sometimes you see me different angle with light. Sometimes I change the lighting as I go on. I also always check the painting in a candlelight. That's tradition. And also behind me is one of my paintings. Because I'm not showing the surface of the one I'm working on, I put one of my previous masterpieces on the screen. The picture of it is on my side, so it's possible to see it precisely there. But here you can get a general overlook. Have painted art on all the wall in your home? No, Tony, I don't do that. I never paint on the wall unless it is a planned fresco or mural, and usually that is a commissioned type work, which I can do, but I don't do anything graffiti like, and I don't paint on the walls for no purpose. I really like the dimensions in your painting. I can almost feel the struggle of having to climb that hill. Exactly, Matthew. Exactly. That's the thing, and I literally painted it there, and when you see the closer picture of it, which is on my side, you will see the structure of the foliage as well. It's very sharp. It looks like a gentle uh, field of flowers, but the surface was very harsh. So it's the heather, and so it looks like that also. A lot of my works is done in a way that does give sort of sensory sensations other than visual. It's called synesthesia, and it's it's part of my art technique. It's like when people see the painting of the sea and they imagine they can hear the waves, or they so the same as the plant as the foliage on the surface of the hill. It's ah, you are very familiar with it. Ah, great. Ah, nice to hear. From your schooling. Ah, right. Yeah. Yeah, it is interesting. Uh, yeah. For me, it is very important part of my technique because pre-classical realism doesn't present reality in the same way as optical instruments do, but it does appear to human sensory receptors as very natural. That's why I kind of ignore the third dimension. Hi, Mocha. I think so. It is like a shade. Okay. Yeah, how far down? I'm going to pour out a cup of tea, look at the painting from a distance, but I'll be reading the chat, no problem. Ah, very nice. On this brush, I want to do like this side, the craft and put it like, yeah. One is so fine, there's nearly no hair in it. It's like really nothing. Bye for now. See you next time.